Hello everyone, my name is Jane Namfka and today I am presenting my research or capstone on authentic leadership across generations. Would like to know and explore the framework of authentic leadership and how it came about to be the center of integrity, transparency, and ethical consistency, which serves right now as a vital tool in navigating the complexities of our current multi-generational workforce. Authentic leadership focuses on alignment between a leader's values and their actions. In simple terms, it means leaders say what exactly they mean and they do exactly what they say. It emphasizes ethical decision making and building trust through transparency. This leadership style is specifically important in modern organizations where employees expect honesty and integrity across all generations. Corporate scandals and declining trust have shifted the focus of leadership research. From charismatic, transformational, service, or situational leaderships, we are now focusing on authentic leadership. We have moved from focusing on all those mere demanding leadership styles who possess nothing but traits of common people to authentic leadership where self-awareness, moral integrity, and deep alignment between values and actions of leaders are intact. Let's focus more on the main pillars of authenticity, which are self-awareness, where one has to understand their own strengths and weaknesses and knowing how to handle these. Also, understanding the relational transparency, being as honest as possible and having open communication with the people they work with or their followers. Having balanced processing is also another pillar of authenticity, which means integrating diverse perspectives and understanding that different people have different perspectives before they act or before they rule or judge a certain situation. Also, internalizing moral perspectives, which is acting on ethical standards. Remember, authentic leadership is not just a style, but it is a character. And all these four pillars create a comprehensive framework that builds credibility and engagement, regardless of the industry. Today's workforce is made up of four main generations, and these are mainly baby boomers, Generation X, millennials or Generation Y, and Generation Z. Each generation has different values, experiences, expectations from their leaders, and these differences directly impact how leadership is perceived and how trust is built within organizations. This takes us back to authentic leadership. We all have to understand this diversity, that it is critical for effective leadership. There was an evolution or transition on leadership theories and the research about authentic leadership. In the pre-2000s, the main focus was basically on charismatic and transformational traits. And when we came to 2000 to 2005, Avioli, Gardner, and Bill George focused more on the authentic perspective. Then in 2010, the focus was mainly on developmental strategies and trust building between workers and their leaders. And today, authentic leadership basically focuses on how leaders can navigate digital transparency while creating the relationship between them and their own workers. Authentic leadership remaining the constant. In this whole research, generational theory shows that cohorts differ in their preferences and how they perceive leadership as a theory or any leadership theory. Baby boomers basically are people born between 1946 to 1964, and they grew up in organizations or environments mostly characterized by hierarchical kind of structures where there was long-term employment, institutional stability, and most of them were really focused on stable career paths. These experiences shaped the strong emphasis on organizational loyalty and respect for authority. They always looked into structured leadership systems and credibility. These boomers tend to value authenticity in leadership when it is more associated with consistency, stability, integrity, and strong moral character, and it is closely tied to their moral character rather than emotional openness. They struggle a lot with transparency in today's world where there is a lot of tech and openness through as they navigate the new transitions of technology and digitalizing the work environment or workforce. And therefore, they struggle with professional boundaries as a cohort. Generation X is typically a cohort of people born between 1965 and 1980, which is currently the generation occupying majority of senior leadership positions in the workforce, as we all know that the baby boomers are retiring. Therefore, Generation X is more independent and pragmatic. They tend to be skeptical of authority and believe that trust must be earned. They value leaders who demonstrate credibility through actions rather than words. As a result, they prefer participative leadership that includes them in decision-making processes. Generation Y, also called Millennials, is a generation cohort that was born between 1981 and 1996. They represent one of the largest generation cohorts in the modern workforce. They are almost 35% according to the statistics, in the current workforce. Therefore, millennials place a strong emphasis on meaningful work and personal development. They expect frequent feedback, coaching, and open communication from their leaders. Millennials are highly sensitive to inconsistencies between what leaders say and what they do. Therefore, they watch their actions and their words. For them, authentic leadership means you have to be transparent, you have to be a mentor, and everything you do has to align with organizational values. The last cohort in this discussion are the Generation Z, and these people were born between 1997 and 2012, and this is the newest cohort entering the generational workforce. Generation Z, being highly influenced by the digital environments, do have a very strong effect on leadership in today's market. They expect authenticity to be visible across all platforms, whether online or offline. They expect leaders to be authentic on their social platforms, Slack, Team, everywhere. They have to be in alignment with their authentic selves. They value inclusivity and they value diversity plus continuous transparency. Any inconsistency in leadership behavior can quickly lead to disengagement from the Generation Z cohort. After this long discussion of all different cohorts, all generations in the multi-generational workforce environments right now, when we compare these generations, one key insight stands out. All generations value authenticity or authentic leadership, even though authenticity is different in how they perceive it. Older generations tend to emphasize more of integrity and consistency, and while younger generations prioritize openness, inclusivity, and communication, younger generations want to participate in all decisions made in their organizations or in businesses. And this reflects a broader shift in workplace expectations over time, because this is not what baby boomers or Generation X used to have. And this challenges today's leaders. They have to know how to balance these expectations without compromising authenticity. Therefore, with all that said, authentic leadership provides a powerful framework for managing today's multi-generational workforce. While each generation interprets it differently, the core principles remain the same: trust, ethics, transparency, and morals. Leaders who understand and adapt to these differences are better positioned to succeed in modern organizations. Therefore, authentic leadership is the unifying paradigm for managing diversity. Thank you.